Craftsman with Character is a semester-long program that basically introduces students to the world of the trades and manufacturing by getting them in real-world situations and businesses and also focusing on character. And so it's a combination of giving them exposure but also helping them realize what it means to be a good person and what that looks like and how they can be successful.
It's teaching the soft skills at a younger age, right? Soft skills and work ethic, really. Communication, they have to care, they have to show up, they're held accountable, and that's a good lesson at a young age to learn.
Taking Craftsman was like a jump start. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted to do something in the male field.
I've been wanting to do engineering, specifically electrical. When I was with Craftsman with Character, I actually got to go see kind of shadow an electrical engineer. Seeing it, it helped me know what I wanted to do.
I like working with my hands. That's really all I knew. I didn't have a specified goal yet, but I think with this, it really kind of showed me that I want to go into more like the factory type. I get to talk to new people and learn new things every day, not just repetitiveness.
The structure of the class is a semester-long course for an hour and a half a day. It's actually a high school class, but we flipped the educational model, so instead of being in a class 90 minutes a day, they're in a shop or on a job site for 90 minutes a day for 4 days a week. And then 1 day a week, we were actually here in a classroom unpacking, reflecting, going through character development material, videos, case studies, and just help them understand why character really connects to being successful in life.
In a lot of industries, there's a very strong lack of new, younger employees, and I think that's the greatest way to get people in the door is just make it like a class.
It exposes a lot of young students to what's out there in the workforce. I know when I was in school, they didn't have anything like this going on, so to have the option to go out and tour and work with different companies and see all the different trade aspects that are out there and available to spark their interest in what they might want to do long term, it's better than waiting until you graduate from high school to say, okay, I think I'm going to go try this or I'm going to go try that.
I've always wanted to work with my hands in some sort of trade. I always knew that. Craftsman was just kind of a way to show me what trade exactly I wanted to go into.
It was definitely something that was eye-opening.
We've had several students that came through Craftsman with Character, our youth apprentice, that have moved on into our organization, either pursued an apprenticeship in the electrical trade or stayed in the panel shop. It's a good feeder. It takes time, but it's a good feeder, and we've been doing it long enough now that we're starting to reap some of those benefits.
Planting seeds that might result in these students embracing manufacturing, whether it's directly or something in that orbit. It's a very powerful mission that we feel important.
We have this thing called the Craftsman Code that we make the kids memorize, but the magic happens with number 4, which is the world needs me. And when a student who is shut down, who has struggled his life, who has been demeaned, maybe bullied, taken for granted, doesn't have a voice, when they internalize that the world needs me, that's the game changer. And that's when we see the light bulb come on with the kids, when they really start to believe that the world needs them.
When I first heard that, I kind of didn't take it seriously, because it's like, no way, the world needs me, I'm just a high school student. But when you go to these places, you really see that you're actually valued, and you bring value, you're not just a student coming in, but you could be a future worker there. That really puts into perspective how important you really are.
I look at every student what are the issues here? How are we going to help them grow and thrive? And so in that, during the course, we were exposing faulty worldview, lies that said money's going to make me happy, power's going to make me happy, sex is going to make me happy, whatever it might be. And you get in their lives and you help them reflect and journal and figure out what their issues are. So you're really trying to create this environment, almost a greenhouse effect, where they can thrive maybe for the first time in their lives.
It's really about teach them the leadership qualities, to do the right things. They will be plenty capable of learning the tasks, But when you're teaching people to sort of be a leader of themselves, to really understand what it takes to lead a good ethical life, how do you set an example for people around you? That sets that bar much, much higher.
We need to talk about character, but these kids need to see what character actually looks like. So then the mentoring role comes in because they need to see it modeled.
They can see that our people care about helping them learn, right? And there's a handful of our panel electricians that really embrace this.
It's almost more exciting to see the mentors that we have get excited to work with the students than it is to even see the students get excited to work with the mentors. It's really cool to see it come full circle.
When you have to teach something, it actually inspires you to learn it even better and to embrace it. And I think that's one of the effects that our team, working with the Craftsman with Character students, have felt. When they're exposed to those fresh, new, inquisitive minds, it invigorates them and it actually makes the culture of our team that much stronger.
Mentorship is not being a button-up perfect role model. It's being an honest, vulnerable person that's willing to share your heart and love on these kids.
That arc of a journeyman is pretty powerful. I mean, you start out as an apprentice, and then over time, if you're really committed and you learn and you have a good teacher, you eventually become that doer. And then from that doer, you can become more of a master of whatever that craft is. And then before you know it, now you're the journeyman. But the arc of that journeyman concludes with now you have to pay it forward. And it's just so rewarding to watch that happen for them.
We all need kids for our communities to grow and to thrive. And in business, we need to have a succession plan. And we need to tap into this next generation and give them a vision and purpose for their lives. So I think there's such a void of how we do that, and for some reason we've stumbled across this magic formula that is just connecting the older generation with the younger generation within a work environment and allowing the two to teach each other and grow with each other.